Mario, once again, I decided to weld this frame with these brackets, these 90-degree couplers. These are steel couplers for 1.5-inch square steel tubing. So I decided to weld these. I did not weld all the way around the edges here, just on the bottom and on the sides, so that because it really doesn't need to be welded all the way. It's pretty solid the way it is, and I don't want to have weld marks on the top surface, but on the sides it's welded, on the bottom it's welded. It's just welds on the other side, so it's basically an L shape, 90-degree surface there. So that should hold pretty nice. I mean, it's pretty strong as it is. I'm about to work on the gantry here. I just removed the bottom section of the ball bearings, as well as these supports for the lead screws. This is a dual lead screw in the y-axis, because this is the x-axis. And I am about to remove these 3D printed parts, and same thing, I'm going to weld some posts here to support this square tubing here. Maybe I can get away with one here once I weld those brackets here and not go with these 3D printed parts, because these 3D printed parts are flexing just a little too much for my liking. I'm also getting flexing right here because these are all 3D printed parts, and as I mentioned in my other videos, these parts were done just to get an idea of how this machine would look. And these parts, eventually I am going to I'm going to change these to aluminum or steel parts. These definitely will need to be steel brackets here, and these will probably be aluminum. I was going to machine some aluminum brackets, eight arms for the gantry, but I'm going to try the welded parts first, because I do have some additional 90-degree elbows, and I also have these T's. Same thing, that I can do a double bar right here for additional support. But I'm going to start with one and see how that works out. Most of the flexing that I'm getting is is in this area right here, but it is torsionally. It is these parts are kind of giving a little bit, because they're plastic parts. So it could be that because all these things, all these blocks are separately attached. It could be introducing some give in the in these parts as well. If this was just a solid bracket, welded bracket, I don't think that's going to go anywhere. I don't think I would have any torsional issues here. So my next issue is this right here, and then the last one will be this one right here. But that's how the machine looks, and I mean, it's looking pretty nice. I wanted to remain with this type of square tubing because this is what I had. I didn't want to invest on aluminum extrusions. I mean, there's no need to. And so I will make this work with this steel tubing that I have. I actually bought this tubing to do to fix a fence, a gate, and I had some left over to do some other projects. I did a couple go-karts with this material, and it's pretty decent material. It's pretty straight, so it lends itself well for a machine of this type. Granted, aluminum extrusions would be a lot from an aesthetical point. They're a little more utilized, for machinery. But this is not bad. I mean, I really like the simplicity in just going with these square tubes, and in the low profile setup of this machine here, and plus aesthetically, these are black, and I am going to touch the corners once I'm done with this assembly with some paint, so that everything matches and everything is consistent, aesthetically pleasing. So this is where I'm at. I just wanted to capture a video of this machine as I'm working on this project continues. Mario, once again, stay tuned for more.